Yes. The pain continues. What is this? Stand still, tiny disco dancer. Oh. Son of a bitch, where are you? What are you doing up there? Oh, why? Why? What are you doing? Why wouldn't you? Oh my god, this fucking game. I am about to destroy you. Fuck yourself. You wait your turn. The sword was much better. He just fell. What a donkey. The sword was miles better than this hammer thing. This hammer thing's wank by comparison. The sword chopped everything up. This hammer thing just makes people go in a bit of a daze, that's all. Oh, is that one of them arseholes? Move. What are you doing? Arsehole face. It so doesn't work. I'm stood on his head. Fucking kidding me? How? Where's the... where is it? Where's the... oh, it's you. Out of ammo, low ammo. We have a first person shooter, low ammo. God's sake, this is so... You're just going to keep spawning them in, I guess, because it's so dull. Ah, there you are.
Error. Gate of Defum offline. Please reinsert authorization command for reactivation.
Yes.
The Gate of Divum. The only way into the most ancient part of hell. The Dark Lord is there, waiting for you.
Amazing.
He will not allow the city to be overtaken. Like you, he will fight to the end.
Wow. There we go. The reclaimed Earth has been reclaimed again. Alrighty. Let's head on. Why do I get the feeling this is going to be torturous? Hulk smash! I don't suppose a one-on-one fight is on the agenda here. So what are we fighting about again? It's like, why does he not get to be one of them giant thingies? This just reminds me of what's it? What was that? The Avengers thingy. I know it was also very sort of similar to the end of Rise of Skywalker.
By Hell's law, if the Dark Lord is defeated in ritual combat, any demon outside his realm will be destroyed.
So it's this big, huge, sort of like epic battle going on, and it's just so you sort of imagine it promises to be something quite epic, but it doesn't really work out that way. Like all of the guys running over there, and it's like Endgame, you know, if at the end of Endgame, when Captain America's there and, you know, by himself, and then all the Avengers, like, come back and there's a big epic fight, it would be, you know, you sort of don't get the same appreciation for it when you're that's all happening elsewhere, and what you're sort of encountering is just like the it's the same as the game. It doesn't quite have that epic quality to it that you would hope it would do. I guess what I'm trying to say is that everything is happening away from where you're at. And I suppose, do I have to trigger this? Is that a necessity? See, like, you're this huge, like, epic battle, right? And then you're down here, like, yeah, but I'm just kind of doing what I was doing before. I want to be with them dudes doing that over there, because that's different. It's What's that? It's just a decoration. What the weirdness is going on here? So I guess I do have to do this thing then, don't I? Because I have to, yeah. He just teleported right in then. I was going after his mate. He's probably gutted, isn't he? Well, literally. Oh, those things have turned into like a fiery annoyance. Oh, crap.
You'll need to get over those walls to continue the assault.
Oh god, yeah, what is that? More platforming? Oh, wonderful. I just keep saying that when he says me that because it's just... To me, that hammer thing is just like, yeah, whatever. Oh, of course. I mean, that thing, empower that. Random. My lord, what degrees of bloody wank have I got to deal with now? By the way, if you can hear background noises going on, it's because my window's open and it might be the sound of aeroplanes outside. Who knows? It's also a bit windy as well, I've just noticed. What the actual fuck? I actually am completely unsure as to what the bloody hell is going on half the time with this. What in the wide world of... Oh, come on! Oh, the old fell over dead before I had a chance to... Wait, do I get to ride in a ship? Is this going to be disappointingly crap? Let me guess, I have to. He's going to be automated. Yes, it was disappointing.
Had their own technology. It must have been centralized here, like some kind of ruling elite.
You know, you really are starting to piss me the fuck off this game. No. What do you mean? Why can't you use the chainsaw against them? They've not got shields. They're taken out really easily with a super shotgun. Is this just more nonsense? What does that do? No, it takes them down, does it? You can already feel the thing what's going to happen there. Okay, that happened. What's the script here then? Am I supposed to? Guess so. It's laughably bad. Move, you fucking prick. Honest to God, this game. I hate this game. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Whoever thinks the Marauders are a great idea are the worst people who should never be allowed to program a fucking video game ever again. This is the worst crap I've ever played in my life. I am ready to call this a day. I actively hate this game. That just took all my lives off me in the most bullshit encounter of the of Doom Eternal so far. This is the worst Doom game ever. There is no doubt about it at all. It is. It's crap. It is demonstrably garbage. God, this is absolutely atrocious. Where the hell? Where is the end to this? Where is it? Let's just check up here first. Oh god, of course. I'm stuck in the fucking scenery again. Oh yeah, of course. Fucking useless. Out of ammo. God damn, fuck this game. Seriously. Fucking hell. Taking a bloody drink. Huh. Come on, do your thing. Fuck you. God, I'm sick of this game. I really am. So I went through the wall and couldn't get back. Fuck this game. Seriously. It pushed me through the wall and I couldn't get back through. What a pitiful load of crap. all of a sudden the gun can do things that it couldn't do previously. It can do it in a cutscene, but you know, it wouldn't just stick onto any old thing before. You had to hit either specific things or whatever, like that. All of a sudden it can do things. Okay, so I wanted to do a bit of a voiceover for this section here because it's difficult to articulate when you're actually playing the game, where what you're trying to do, because you're playing the game and you're trying to make a point and you're getting frustrated, you're getting angry, and that's kind of where I was at with this. Well, doing this section. Doom Eternal, it's established rules when you're fighting bad guys in an arena. And that is, if you kill an enemy and it's respawning, it means you have to do something else. Very specific about that. Doom Eternal is very specific about that. In this section here, you'll see that I call them the Stone Imps. They keep respawning. And as I've just said, in Doom Eternal, that is happening. There is an establishment there of you should be doing something else. That you need to do something else. That's not the case here. The case is you just have to kill enough of them until they stop spawning. Now, in the playing of this, I just thought, well, maybe I have to stand in front of the barrier, and maybe they will hit the barrier, weaken it, and destroy it, and then they'll all die, because there have been sections in the Doom Eternal where you do something and the weaker enemies just disappear. Well, that's not the case because they pass through the barrier, so I'm shooting them and killing them and they keep respawning. Now, bear in mind, going into this thing, it says this is the final battle. So I'm assuming this ammunition that's here is the health, the ammunition, the armor, is what you would stock up with going into the final battle. Because that is gaming convention. You know, it's the old trope of you walk into an area, there's a stack load of enemies. You know you're in trouble because, a stack load of ammo, weapons, equipment, armor, health. You know that you're coming up for a big battle. That's gaming. That's a thing that exists in gaming. That's not the case here, because this isn't the final battle. You defeat these, and then you go to the final battle after. So all of this ammunition, health, and armor is entirely to deal with this here. How would I know that? How would I know that? Game's rules itself say that things that continuously respawn in an area, in the arena, because that's what this is. It's an arena shooter with connecting corridors. That all is very clear. Very clear. The purpose of that is
what is this?
to inform the player that they need to do something else. But this particular battle, that's not the case. And I found that to be really frustrating. Very, very anger inducing.
I've had enough of this game. It is crap.
I'm trying to get the game done.
Sick of it.
And the game shows
This is
this
the worst Doom game.
real level
One of the
of
worst games I've ever played.
consistency in its
The,
rules.
the whole
Just
thing
changes the
is
rules.
Crap. This DLC
One particular battle.
is.
And I think that
garbage.
sucks.
Why am I messing
But no
around
too fine a
with
point
this
on it.
at the end of this game right now? What is this?
Playing the DLC, and I'll talk about this when I do the last part of the game. All I've wanted is for it to be over, for me to have finished with this. And that's not how I like to feel when I'm playing a game. I want to feel
What are they supposed to?
like sad that the game's over.
They pass through this barrier.
This DLC in particular,
So why am I? Why is
part
this?
2 of this DLC,
Right
Ancient
now.
Gods DLC,
This is
Eternal,
supposed to be the end of the game. Why
really
is this
left a
happening?
bad taste in the mouth.
Which cretin?
Found it to be
Crap
enormously frustrating.
right now at the end of this game. What is?
And having to suppress the desire to just abandon it because it's difficult to keep playing something that
They
you're not
roll right
having
through
fun
it.
with.
It's not like when they hit it,
And
they weaken the
every
barrier,
Doom
which is
game
how
that
they
I've
do
played,
sound.
perhaps the exception of
What are we doing here?
Rust, whatever that one was, the
Other than wasting
You-
time.
add-on that they did for the original
See,
Doom. I didn't have a great deal of fun with that either.
and they just keep
Which is
spawning
interesting.
back here.
Again, that's another one that's been done in the modern age. Legacy of Rust. That was it. Didn't really enjoy that too much.
Refuse to waste any more time.
Thought there was sections of that.
Garbage.
Make you play, it's a miserable experience playing it.
Because that's what this is.
Not so much the main game, although that had its moments, but this DLC, it was just miserable to play. And just made me wish it was over.
This is
And I'm in a lot of respects put in this little audio bit to put over the end to explain, try and explain this section a little bit more.
mankind.
I'm glad it is, because I'm doing this after I finished the main bad guy at the end, who was another frustrating enemy. I'm just going to say, I love the Soulsborne games. By the way, I do love them, but I hate the way that their influence has spread so many areas of gaming where it doesn't belong, and it doesn't belong in Doom. Doom was challenging in its own way many, many years before Dark Souls, Demon Souls, all of those type of games. And I'm sick and tired of their influence permeating into everything. Boss battles in these new Doom games have been done, in my view, to feel like the kind of boss battles that you would have in Soulsborne games. See it with those games in particular. Like for example, those bosses have different stages. So as you damage the boss, as you take the boss's health, they then change. They have a different phase. Boss battles. That's what you get here at the end of Doom Eternal. Main boss battle at the end has multiple phases. The boss battle includes a lot of evasion, which is they've included a burst of speed, so you can evade. It's basically the roll button. You know, when you do when you
Spawning in.
sort of roll out of the way. Soulsborne games. Go with a boss attack. That's what that is. And then it's like counter. They do an attack that you can parry. In this case, their eyes will flash green, and if you shoot quick enough, that's effectively parry. Crap. Crap. And it doesn't belong in Doom. It doesn't belong in Doom, because Doom's a first-person shooter to begin with. It's not a third-person hack and slash. And that's never what Doom was. And it's not enjoyable for somebody who likes Doom how it was. This is not an enjoyable experience.
I'm ready to call this.
And
This is
yeah,
boring as shit. This is
the fact that they doubled down and quadrupled down on it is
hot,
just
fucking garbage.
and I haven't enjoyed this DLC. And yeah, it's infuriating. And you can see from the gameplay here, I mean, what is it? What is this? You know, they've stuck something in there just to do nothing more than annoy the player
Just keeps
right before you going into
every time you kill one,
the
this
main boss battle at the end of the game.
is this crap.
Decided, they collectively decided, let's really annoy the player. Let's really annoy the player. And no. No, I don't like it. It's unnecessary. And like I say, it feels like they were unhappy with the criticism that came their way from some people, and throughout this, they've doubled and quadrupled down on the negative elements. Like I say, I don't, the actual idea of having this sort of battle by the way here, I'm not against that, but when a game has established a set of rules and then it just completely 180s on those rules, to me that's just out of order. It is, it's just out of order.
What's going on?
The game should not be doing that.
They passed right through that
You know, you've established
because I thought, well, maybe
that,
you have to,
like I say,
you know, in this
things that
it's a-
continuously
well, this isn't
respawn
gonna
means
be
you
part of
need
the
to be
Doom
doing something else.
Eternal game at all.
That's what the Doom Eternal
They just
gameplay
roll-
mechanics established over the entirety of playing the game. And they reinforce that in the DLC and this particular piece of DLC as well. So to change that this late on, just before the boss battle, when you have those different gaming conventions that I've already mentioned, you know, the ammo, the health, the armor, all of those things you associate with going into a major boss battle. Remember, I don't know what that major boss battle is going to entail. So you follow the gaming tropes of right here, you collect all of this stuff. You don't want to be flitting away all of this ammo. So the impression you get is at the end of this, I've not done the right thing, and I go forward now into a boss battle in a game, by the way, which auto saves. Can't save scum and then reload thinking, oh, I did that wrong. No, this game operates checkpoint saves on one game save file. It's one of the big
That
flaws
is the
as well with the
crappiest
new Doom games that I don't
load
like.
gameplay I
Um,
have
it's
ever
very
played in a video
console
game, and I never thought I would
sense.
say that about a Doom game.
That
That was pathetic.
fine,
Utterly
okay, but
pathetic.
that's not what Doom was.
What the hell was that?
Again, you know,
What
it's a
was
thing
that?
with Doom. You could save. The only time in my
In what
experience with Doom you couldn't was on console when you had to
anybody
use
think
passwords.
that was fun?
PlayStation and on 32X back in the day. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on this.
That is the
I
biggest load of
think
troll
it's
garbage I have ever played in video games.
I will
And I've played some
go
crap. But
to,
that section
uh,
there was ridiculous.
gameplay footage. So
Utterly
bear with me on
ridiculous.
that.
It was boring, repetitive. It implied that you were supposed to be doing something else because they just kept spawning back in. So the implication there, and I should be doing something else. But no, you literally had to play that right the way through to the end. That is pathetic. By any measure, that is pathetic gameplay. By any measurable amount. I'll see you in the next one.